Yes, good morning. Which option, Sohail? Guys, I'm from someone morning. Need if there is a application future plan, I have worked with this instance for 1 year or 3 years. At that time, if you can choose a default, you should pay more amount. Remotely connecting the means okay. So I'm sharing my screen. Anyone please confirm my screen is visible? Okay, leave it, guys. Just focus for half an hour. Okay. Don't send any messages. I will ask you if you have any doubt. So at that time you can respond. So physical server. Physical server. Okay. Okay. What is physical server? So we have a server. Okay. In our location, we can see the server. As Abila, someone has said, touch and feel. Yes, we can touch and feel. So my first layer is application, right? My second layer is operating system. My third is hardware. Guys, I will share everything material, okay? Whatever I shared these slides only for your reference only. I will share everything in the document, PPTs, don't worry. You can just follow those material only. No need to follow these class notes also, just understand only. This notes is for understanding purpose only. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand this because application. Is this clear, everyone? Maybe it's a database server, application server, web server. So whatever server it is, the process is same. So guys, this window, this OS is, let's assume Windows. Okay. The size is, let's example 16 TB of hardware. Okay. Till here clear, right? 16 TB of hardware. Okay. And RAM is, for example, 64 GB. Okay. One CPU. Okay. Okay. One CPU. So here point is, I can host only one application for good practice in physical server. You can check anywhere. Okay. If my client is here, so my client can access application in physical server, right? So I can host only one application. Okay. Host one application. I'm not entered into that virtualization, just still in physical server. I have hosted one application on top of my OS. I have a hardware, definitely application will work. Okay. Okay. So here point is, if I want to host one more application, there is a big process. It's a very difficult approach in physical server. So I have a 16 TB, 64 GB, one CPU, but my application consumes only up to 5% of my hardware, right? Let's assume. So see, if there is an application, it won't take much resource, right? Application is required just code lines and it will work. Maybe it will consume only Half of the 25% of the hardware, right? Maybe 10% of the hardware. What about remaining? Let's assume I'm just giving 25% at least, not 5%. Okay. What about 75% at this time? Waste, right? So if I just 100%, if I consider here, I'm using 25%, remaining 75% resource is going to wastage, right? Going to wastage, right? Agreed or not? Okay. So like that, we have a billions of applications. So if we maintain each application for each server, we should build billions of servers, but we are utilizing half of the percentage, like 25% only resources. Remaining are going to waste. To run this server, we should give so many dependencies. Even 75% space is free here. Even though we are not supposed to compromise for dependencies, right? We should do allocate the dependencies like power, ventilation, everything we should give provisioning, right? But here 75% resources wastage. Next, the same point I can convey you. So I have a requirement. So, but my OS should support only Windows. In this physical server, if I want to install Linux, it will support or not? Support. In your mobile, Android is there. Mac will support. iOS, Android will support. So my Windows physical server, Linux will support or not? Does Linux will support or not? Definitely no, right? It will support only Windows operating system only. If I have a project to host Linux application, definitely this server won't support, right? I'm unable to run here. I'm unable to host. This point is very important. Different operating system applications. Okay. Right or not? 100% right. If Windows operating system will support Windows applications only. Okay. So definitely, whatever you are giving these specifications, all specifications should support Windows applications. Clear till here? Okay. And also we have a resource wastage if you are choosing a physical server. Okay. There is no rule to use 100% specifications, whatever you have given in the resource in the system, right? So same example, you purchase one laptop, high configurations, but you are using just doing the work with Word and PPTs, mails. What about remaining thing? It's a waste, right? If you are not utilizing your computer in good way, in efficient way, whatever you invested, that amount is going to waste. You're supposed to buy less configuration laptop, but you just purchase more high configuration laptop, right? What I'm trying to say here. So like that, the physical resource always is going to waste for resources in hardware, especially. Okay. Okay. Next. Then is there any platform to host on my Windows operating system in different operating systems? And again, yes, definitely you may confuse. So what I'm trying to say here? Here in the physical server, I have a hardware, I have a OS, on top of that I have installed application. So I definitely stick on one application. That's the reason I'm going, so that lot of resources is going to waste. Okay. So, and this platform is unable to support different OS applications. So to overcome those two issues, issue is one, issue is two here. Okay. To overcome these two issues, we have a concept that is a virtualization. Clear? I'm just writing here. To overcome those issues, we have a concept called virtualization. Okay. Those two issues, we have a concept of virtualization. Okay. Okay. Clear? If anyone will ask what is virtualization, instead of explaining virtualization, just you can explain these 2 points first. It's a very good impression on you. Okay. Okay. Now, so virtualization is nothing but, so I'll just take one more slide here. No, I'll just cover here architecture only. What is virtualization? Okay. So it is nothing but allows your computer to share its hardware to allocate new virtual missions. Okay, virtual missions. Okay. Okay. Hardware resources to allocate or create new virtual missions. So we have an architecture. I'll just show and explain you. So here we have a two type of virtualizations. We have a two types of two types. One is type 1, that is hardware virtualization. Next, type 2. Is software virtualization. Okay. Guys, I'm not checking your chart. Just give me 20 minutes. We'll just in flow, right? So after completing, I will answer your all questions. Don't worry. Okay. Till here clear? Till here clear? Okay. So here we are install hypervisor on top of hardware. Okay. So here in software on top of operating system. Okay. On top of operating system of host mission. Operating or OS host mission. Okay. I will explain everything. Don't worry. Yes. So these are the main difference. Type 1 hypervisor we can install on hardware, hypervisor we can install on operating system. Sir, what is hypervisor again? Okay. Hypervisor is nothing but there is a software. It's a layer. Okay. If you can install hypervisor on hardware, if you can install hypervisor on OS, there is a two different functions. Okay. So hypervisor can provide, there is a vendors are there dedicatedly for provide the hypervisors like VMware. Okay. VMware. It's a famous hypervisor provider. Okay. We can install VMware on top of your operating system. We can create virtual machines. Okay. Okay. So, or we can use Oracle VirtualBox. Okay. So if we can install these two softwares in your laptop, the meaning is in between operating system to application, there is a one layer will form. That layer isolate, that layer split your OS into different operating systems. Okay. Okay. I will show you in the architecture. You will get it very clearly. These are the companies they are providing hypervisor software. Okay. I'll take just one more slide here. Okay. So instead of drawing, I'm just taking a picture from Google to save our time. Okay. Hypervisor virtualization architecture. Virtualization architecture. Okay. So I'm just taking this one. Copy image. I'll just paste it here. Okay. If you can see this architecture, guys. Okay. If you can see this architecture, what you can understand? This is not clear. Okay, now clear. Okay. Okay. This is virtualization type 2 architecture. Okay. Type 2 architecture. Type 2 architecture. What is type 2? Okay. Where we can install hypervisor on top of OS, right? So we are very clear. Okay. If you can see hypervisor in top of host OS, right? It's a type 2. Hypervisor software. Software. On host OS. What is host here? What is host here? Anyone? Host is nothing but what? Very good. Wait. One update from Rajesh. So this is a classroom link, guys. You can click on that link. You can join. Okay. You can ask any questions through this platform regarding technical queries. Okay. So if you have any queries, online team, you just contact to Shyam. Just ping him. Don't call. And if you have a queries from offline team, you can ping him to Mr. Rajesh. Clear? Okay. Yes. So guys, host OS is physical machine. So what I'm trying to say here, I have one software. My operating system is Windows. So I want to install in my laptop Linux operating system machine. Okay. Yes, it will possible definitely through hypervisor concept. Okay. If you want to host Mac operating system in your laptop, you just install hypervisor on top of your OS. Okay. Without hypervisor, we can't do anything. We should stick on one mission only. If you can see here, how many virtual missions are there in that? How many host missions are there in that? How many virtual missions are there in that? Guys, try to understand. I will explain everything. Don't worry, but try to understand. One host, 3 virtual missions. So indirectly, my laptop is going to host 3 virtual missions or not? How we can achieve? By using hypervisor. Clear now? So if you can see this architecture, there is no hypervisor on my OS. I should stick on one application, that to Windows operating system. Clear till here? So no, I need 2 operating system. I need 3. I need 4. No, I need 100 VMs. Yes, it's possible. You need 1000 VMs. Yes, it's possible. Go through the definition. Share hardware resources to allocate your create new virtual machines. What is the meaning in that? Your host mission share its hardware to virtual missions. So definitely, how many virtual missions you are going to host? In that virtual mission, the main dependencies are your host mission hardware. What I'm trying to say, in my hardware, 64 GB RAM, 64 TB hard disk. So you should create virtual missions in that range. Right? What I'm trying to say here. So if I have a 16 missions, virtual missions, you can create each mission 1 TB. My host mission gives support 16 TB hardware. So you can create, if it is a 1 virtual mission, 1 TB, you can create up to 16, but you can't create 17. In the definition itself, saying computer to share or computer or server here. Okay. Don't confuse here, computer or physical server. Physical server computer should support its hardware to virtual missions. So whatever you are going to create your virtual missions, those will in the range of your physical host mission hardware. Clear? My hardware is 1 TB. Definitely you should create in the 1 TB range of your virtual missions. I'm not saying 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are going to create 1 GB virtual missions, you can create till 1 TB how much resource you are going to allocate to your virtual missions. Clear what I'm trying to say here? So definitely here, my main dependencies are hardware. Okay. Hardware, not operating system. Operating system is a barrier to communicate only. Okay. Clear till here? What is virtualization? Using virtualization, there is a software that is a hypervisor we can install on my top of my OS. If you install on top of my OS, so I can create virtual missions to share my physical host mission hardware. Here my physical host mission hardware is 16 TB hard disk, 64 GB RAM. So I can create in that range of virtual missions. Okay. So if you can see here in the second slide, after installing hypervisor on my laptop, I can create here Linux, Mac, and again Windows if required. Okay. Okay. See, if you just, I'm going to explain now again here, this part, virtual mission 1. Okay, VM1. What are the components are there in the VM1, guys? 3 layers, like same physical server. Like same physical server. What are those? You just leave, no need to check that. So this is a virtual mission. So 3 components. Okay, I will show you in the good way for your better understanding. To understand this concept, experienced people also may struggle. It's very understand is very difficult. You can assume everything here. Okay. So what is a physical server? I'm talking about physical server. What is this layer is? Application. Okay. What is this layer is? OS. Okay. What is this layer is? Hardware. Okay. So for your understanding here, I'm not talking about applications. Okay, I'm talking about virtualization. Okay, just leave it this application. So here, one more layer is called here. What is this layer? Hypervisor. Very good. Hypervisor. Hypervisor. Okay. Okay. Now on top of that, virtual machines. So virtual machines I can create now. I'm just removing this layer. Okay. What I'm going to do here, I'm just redrawing again the same server. What are the components in the server? 3 components. What are those? So first is application. This is VM when you can assume. Huh? This one also application. So VM2. Okay. Okay. Next, what I need here? Applications is fine. Next, what are the 2 layers here? OS. Okay. So OS is there here. Okay. OS is there. OS is there. Okay. So binaries and libraries is nothing but related to application only. Is there any, if for any application there is a dependencies, right? If you are going to install into your any gaming application, Instagram, whatever, the backend dependencies libraries are there, right or not? Binaries and then. So just they are showing for that layer only. Okay, if you are not understanding, leave it that layer. So okay, application is done, OS is done. Next, what is the next layer? Hardware. But here VM is there, is there any special hardware? Then yes, very good. We are sharing this hardware from system hardware right now. So there is no special hardware layer for VMs. It will share from host OS hardware. Okay. It will VMs will share, VMs allocate hardwares from host hardware. Clear what I'm trying to say here? Okay. So you can understand first. Sir, you are saying VMs, okay, servers are both working, both are same. So, but VMs applications is there, OS is there, but if it will want to work like a server, as we know, 3 layers are required. One is application, one is OS, one is hardware. So this is we can call server. But without hardware, how can we call, sir, this is a server? That's the reason I'm saying there is no hardware for VM. That hardware will share from host machine hardware. Clear? So in that case, my hardware is for 1 TB hardware. Okay. So I can create here 500 GB, 500 GB. Okay. Just near, not exactly 500 GB. Okay. We should give some space to host machine also. Clear till here? So in that case, based on your hardware, I can create multiple virtual machines. Multiple virtual machines. Clear? Any doubts? Now, this virtual machine may Linux, this virtual machine may Windows or Mac OS. So here, I'm able to run only Windows applications without hypervisor. Now, I just split it into 2 VMs, my host machine. One is for Linux, one is for Mac. How it's possible? By using hypervisor. How can we get hypervisor from VMware or Oracle VirtualBox vendors? Clear till here? Any doubts? Anyone has any doubts? Online and offline. Is it clear till here? Sir, how can we differentiate to get to know that the hypervisor in hardware or OS of soft? I'm coming to that point only. I will tell after done the hardware hypervisor your question. Okay. Next, anyone has any doubts? How we'll get hypervisor? Okay, just go to Google, Oracle VirtualBox. Go to here. You just install this VirtualBox into your Windows. Okay, if you can host, see, I have already done. This is my Oracle VirtualBox I have installed. If I can start now. So this is the platform like that. We can create multiple missions. Okay, new missions you can create here. New mission I'm going to create, let's suppose. So name, we can give any name. Folder you can give anywhere. So here is the point, ISO image. That ISO image, it's a Windows or Linux or Mac. You should point out here so that your virtualization mission should create that respect to ISO image mission. Okay, I'm going to create just, for example, Linux mission, Linux Ubuntu mission. For example, Linux Ubuntu mission. Okay, if I click here, so I can create download Ubuntu. Okay, so every application, the backend one image will run. Any application, okay, any. So if I'm going to create a Ubuntu desktop image or server image, we have two type of images, desktop and server. Server, we will get less dependencies. Desktop, we will get all dependencies. Okay, it will work like 100% efficient. Server is for just do some activities to test the Ubuntu server. We have two type of images. If I want to install on my Windows laptop any Linux mission, okay, we have a different flavors in Linux. Ubuntu, Amazon Linux, Red Hat, okay, Fedora, so many flavors we have. If I want to install Ubuntu flavor on my Windows, I should install Ubuntu image into my local laptop. Okay, if I just click on download, it will take 2 hours of time. Note this point, 2 hours of time. Future, you will help this point. Okay, I will explain my DevOps class why it will take 2 hours of time. Okay, I'll just cancel. Okay, so the main drawback of virtual mission virtualization concept I will tell you in the last day session, this one. Okay, so in this OS is Ubuntu image. In this OS is Mac OS image. Okay, so if you download this image into your local mission, if you can see in the downloads, so this is my Ubuntu image. So if I point out this image into my local virtualization mission here, name you can give example. Okay, so I should give my ISO image path here. Others go to here, Ubuntu server image or desktop image. If I give here, so everything is same. So you just give username and password. After that, next, see, base memory, processor. In your host mission, you should consider based on your host mission. Your host mission will support 2 CPUs. If you can give CPUs, 3 CPUs, it won't work, right? As I said, the mission hardware in the range of your host mission hardware, right? So here, base memory, RAM, 204 MB RAM. But in your laptop should support more than 2048 MB RAM. You are allocating RAM from your host mission. This is the meaning here. For example, 2048 MB RAM in your laptop. So you are allocating 4 MB or 6 MB or 8 MB like that way. From taking resource from your host mission hardware. So in that case, definitely your host mission should support all the range. That is the main prerequisite of virtualization. So as I said in my definition, virtualization is a concept of to share computer hardware resources, right? This is my computer, this is my hardware. I'm sharing the hardware to host my Linux mission. Clear till here? Okay. So next point is here, hard disk. RAM is done, processor done. Next is hard disk, right? In the hardware, we have 3 components. What are those? CPUs, RAM, hard disk. I have given just these 2 steps allocation of RAM and processor. Next step is hard disk, right? This hard disk also should support your laptop. My laptop, what happened? Okay, my laptop definitely 25 GB space should available if I give here 25 GB, right? If my laptop, unfortunately, it will support only 10 GB RAM. If I give here 35 GB RAM, where you will get 35 GB? Your laptop is only 10 GB RAM, right? 10 GB hard disk, right? 10 GB hard disk, right? As our definition, hardware should in the range of your virtual machine. But here we are violating the rule. Here RAM is not available in the hard disk is not available in your local host. How can you achieve 47 GB? So mission may fail. Clear? Okay, next, everything is right. Finish. One mission is going to create. Okay, what I'm going to do here. So once again, I'm going to show you guys. This is a see this concept you may not understand at this time. So after do the labs on EC2, you will definitely get the idea about the everything here. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm going to creating one new mission. Okay, I'm just giving name Naresh. On top of my Windows, I'm going to create one more virtual machine. Here already one mission is there in my laptop. Okay, that is I'm just pointing out the same Ubuntu Linux mission I'm going to create here. So to create Ubuntu Linux mission, we have a image. So if you can understand the Amazon EC2 creation class, Amazon Linux, if you are choosing in that, right? At that time, we are getting one image, right? Right? Image is nothing but unique identifier of your OS. So here also, I'm just installing OS of Ubuntu. If you can see here, I should install this OS, right? Which OS it is? I'm going to host Ubuntu mission. So definitely we should install Ubuntu image, right? If I'm going to host Mac OS, I should install Mac image, right? So I have already installed. I'm just launching the mission by using Ubuntu image. If I launch mission by using Ubuntu image, we'll create Ubuntu server, right? Indirectly, Ubuntu server, right? Okay, I'm just pointing out my desktop image, whatever. Okay, next. So I should change this username. Otherwise, we can keep as is, but you should definitely change this password. These are authentication of your server. In our AWS, we have a key pair. So here we have an authentication of server. Okay. Okay. I'm just giving Naresh as a user. I'm just giving password something. We should give this password and username to log in your mission. Okay. Next, I'm just keep all is as is. Next, finish. Okay. See, one mission is going to create now on my Windows laptop. Okay. It will take at least 1 hour time to reboot. But for your understanding only, I'll show you. I'm just going to show you here. But we are going to learn one big project after done the AWS concept. I'll just send this recording to you also. How to create VirtualBox. These are the main prerequisite to do the project in AWS. Okay. So we are going to create one virtual machine. We are going to shift this virtual machine from on-prem to cloud. That is a AWS migration project. Okay. For that, in real time, we have a missions. We have a servers, right? We should install what are the dependencies on server. We move the server into cloud. But in my case, there is no server. I'm creating a server to move from here to cloud. It comes under migration project. We can learn after 2 months. Okay. Just for your better understanding, I'm going to show you here. Don't confuse with all the steps. You just understand the concept of virtualization. Till here clear? Okay. My mission is, see, if you can see here, Ubuntu mission is going to create on my Windows. How can we achieve? By using hypervisor. So which vendor I'm using? Oracle VirtualBox. Clear till here? Okay. Next concept is hardware virtualization. Hardware virtualization is okay. I will just answer your questions now. After that, I'll move hardware. Yes, I'm coming to that point, Abhilash. Just park aside your question. Assume that there is a Windows server which can't take backup of database or data. So that I was to migrate Linux server, is there any way to convert into Windows OS to Linux OS? 100% possibilities are there. Okay, 100% possibilities are there. Okay, next, Chandrasekhar. Can we call host hardware as a host server? Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is host mission. This is host mission. I missed first of all. I don't. So what I can do now in this case? Okay, update from Rajesh NIT. Guys, please copy this link. Someone already asked me in the morning, share to Linux class. So you just go with this recording. I think there is a process, right? For additional cost for recordings, you just contact to admin team. So better, I'm suggesting you guys take recordings if possible. Okay, I'm going to explain everything in detail. It will be very helpful for in your future also. Okay. Okay, leave it, guys. Leave it. So this is the software virtualization. The main difference is I'm going to host the Ubuntu on top. Sorry, I'm going to host the hypervisor on top of host OS. This is the concept in the software virtualization. This comes under type 2. Okay, next, type 1. Type 1. Type 1 virtualization architecture. Okay, I'll just taking 2 examples here for your better understanding. This is good. Copy image. Okay, guys. Here in this picture, we have a 2 type of hypervisor, type 1, type 2. So what we discussed till now? Which one I discussed till now? Type 2. So there is a host OS. Host OS is nothing but VM OS, host mission OS. If it is a computer, if it is a server, host server OS or host mission OS. Clear? Okay. What the difference you observe here? Type 1 to type 2. What is the main difference you guys are seeing here? Online? Yes. So here, hardware virtualization done on virtualization hypervisor install on hardware directly. Okay, hardware directly. Okay, guys. Okay, so the main difference you can understand in hypervisor to software virtualization, we should install hypervisor on host OS. So okay, in real time enterprises level, we are using hardware virtualization, guys. Hardware virtualization. Now, question to everyone. Okay, so the main difference is here what we discussed till now. No need to discuss it again and again. So the main difference is we are going to install the hypervisor on top of host OS and type 2. If it is type 1, directly we are installing the hypervisor on directly in hardware. Okay, so if we want to do testing activities and whatever in a domestic way, we are using software OS. But in real time, we are not using software OS, right? We are not going to host anything on the software OS. In real time, in the real projects, how they are maintaining, they are installing hypervisor on top of hardware and create virtual missions. In VM, is there OS or not? Definitely OS. To run application, VM OS is fine, right? Okay, what I'm trying to say here, you should understand one difference here. Here to work my Linux, Ubuntu, OS is there. Application I have installed, hardware is there. Working fine, right here? Is there any communication between my Ubuntu VM Linux to Windows OS? Host OS? No, there is no depends on host OS. Host OS depends on host OS applications. Clear? If I install Windows applications on my Windows laptop, host laptop, my OS will help. But I'm installing Ubuntu missions, Mac missions, already will get operating system in the form of image. To work, I need a hardware I'm taking from host hardware, right? There is no dependency of host OS here. To install hypervisor, we are using OS here. But in the type 1, so to work VM as a server, VM contains OS application for hardware sharing from type 1 hardware. Sir, here there is no OS, no, sir. Then we don't have any dependency for OS. Here dependency for what? So we should understand one thing. Now you tell me, this host mission host any applications or not? This host mission, I'm talking about not VMs. This host mission will run any applications or not? This is my question. Why? There is no OS, right? In real time, why we are installing applications on top of again host mission, right? Whatever things we can achieve from the VMs, right? If I need a Windows VM, can install VM image and create a VM mission. If you need a Linux, you can install Linux VM and create a VM. Again, why we need to create applications on top of my host mission? Waste of the thing, right? But in the hypervisor, type 2 hypervisor, if you want to test and everything, we don't have traditional servers, right? I should test in my laptop only. In that case, I should install hypervisor and my hardware also. But the drawback is, I can't do anything in my laptop later. I can stick on these VMs only. I can't do anything in my laptop. What are applications running on my laptop? Those won't work without OS in this laptop, right? That's the to test application, to host the things. I can host my on top of my OS. So let's suppose VM V2 are considering 70%, 30% I can run my host OS applications by sharing my OS. Clear till here? So this is the virtualization concept. Anyone has any doubts? I'll just come to there. Yeah, why? Please wait. About cloud. Just I discuss hypervisor. To understand this concept, you can go through any YouTube videos, Google. It will take 10 days time to understand this concept. Even though I'm not sure. So that's the reason. Please concentrate here. Till if you have any doubts, I will explain one more time also. Anyone has any doubt? No? Clear? Clear? If you want to understand DevOps, you should understand this process first. Okay? Physical missions is the first stage. Second stage is hypervisor. Third stage is cloud. Fourth stage is Docker engine in cloud. What you should understand very high level, I'm not going to explain you. Okay. Okay, I'll just come to your point. Okay, I'll explain the see guys, hardware virtualization, software virtualization, the only difference is software virtualization is a type 2 virtualization. We are going to host an operating system of your laptop. Okay, operating system of your laptop, I can install different VMs. Hardware virtualization is I just directly install hypervisor on top of my hardware only. So on top of my hypervisor, I'm going to create virtual machines. Okay, the main difference is here host OS is there, here no, there is no host OS. Sir, is there any dependencies to run virtual machine on host OS? There is no dependencies here. To run virtual machine already OS is there. Okay, we are just sharing hardware only, not OS. Okay, if the OS is mandatory to install VM, definitely it won't possible, right? Type 1. Okay. Next, what is your doubt, guys? You can ask doubt. Then I can understand where you are. So here the main drawback is in the virtual machine. If you can see in the see the size of the desktop file Ubuntu. What is the size it is? Huh? 40? 40, what 40? 42 GB. Oh my God. Very good. Closely 4 to 5 GB. Okay. So you can understand now, my host machine 100 GB. I can install only how many VMs? 20, right? So if I want to install 21, definitely we'll get an error. There is no space. Is there any platform to reduce the size of this image? Yes, we have a platform that is Docker. We will get this image. Can you guess it? The size if you're using Docker engine instead of hypervisor? Can anyone guess this size if you're using Docker? Just give your number, something, any number. We will get it 10 MB. What is the change? Instead of hypervisor, I'm going to install 20 VMs on my instance or server. If I choose in place of hypervisor, if I choose as a Docker engine, I can create how many missions now? Thousands of missions. That is the main transformations in the cloud on-premises DevOps. Clear what I'm trying to say here? Clear? That is a major difference. The size of the image. Now, maybe in future, any platform will come, soccer, hacker, whatever. If they will provide 1 KB, definitely popular, right? We can host billions of applications with less servers. What is the main advantage to do this activity? Anyone? What is the main advantages, guys? You can just, I can host billions of applications with few servers. What is the main advantage? Cost, guys, cost. What you are seeing in my face, cost, right or not? Right? Yes. Instead of going your vehicle alone, if you share 6 people into your car, whatever share petrol fare, definitely the cost will, you can bear little amount of fare, right or not? That's what I'm trying to say here. No, I am not going to explain Docker again here. It's a very deep, it will take 1 hour time to explain. What I'm trying to say here, Docker containerization process is nothing but this is a hypervisor process, right? Hypervisor process. It's a container process and physical server process. After physical server process, it is a hypervisor process. Hypervisor process is nothing but on top of OS, we're going to install a hypervisor. In the Dockerization process is nothing but on top of OS, we install Docker only, not hypervisor. If we install Docker, we will get images. Okay. Just I'll go here. Docker Ubuntu image. If I click Docker pull Ubuntu, I will get Docker image. Okay, what is the size of this Docker image? So where should I check this size? Okay. Sample size of Ubuntu Docker image. I will give clarity here. Wait. 80 MB or 197 MB. Okay. If the same Ubuntu I install on hypervisor, what is the space it will consume? 4 to 5 GB. If the same Ubuntu, if I install on Docker engine, I will get it into 197 MB. Okay. So here the main factor is layer. This layer, right? If in place of hypervisor, if I install Docker engine, on top of the Docker engine, I can host multiple of VMs since the size is very less. If you have a 1 TB host, think how many VMs you can install. Each VM, there is a one application, or each VM we can run multiple applications also. So we can increase the resources in kind of thing. Okay. Okay. What about speed? You tell me one thing. Instead of downloading 5 GB, if I install 5 MB, how much time it will take? 5 GB, 1 minute. 100 MB, how much time it will take? 3 minutes? No, how much time it will take? Fraction of milliseconds. Then you can say, definitely speed matters here with the Docker. Clear? So the very good thing is Docker are maintaining all images. If you need a database, no need to go install database. Directly go Docker Hub, pull database image. With 100 MB, will get it. No challenges. No challenges. Okay. See, the main difference is, guys, if you install Ubuntu desktop image is a 4 GB, right? But I will work with only 10% with Ubuntu. 90% dependencies are waste of resource again with the form of image. But in the Docker, we will get it only required libraries only, right? You will take this image, you can develop that image, required application in that image, you can push back to your Docker Hub. That image contains your application now. Okay, what I'm trying to say, Docker image Ubuntu is the base image. Nothing is there in that. Only operating system libraries are there. You can install application on top of your Docker image and make a one custom image, push into your Docker Hub repository. You can use that image into your host, your application. You are not getting, I know. So you will get after 1 month. Definitely. First, we should work with EC2 servers, how to host the application, how to access the application. Later, you will get it everything. Okay. Take this recording, see this recording after 1 month. Definitely, you can understand each and every point like spoon feeding. Okay. Clear till here? Clear virtualizations? So why we learn here? For spot instance, right? And dedicated host instance. Here, dedicated host is nothing but this host entirely dedicated to one client, right? Let's suppose here, okay, I will just talk there only, not here. Put in heading, dedicated host. EC2 pricings. Non-IT, so don't panic, okay? It's a very easy process. If you just go through the recording or go through the slides, you can easily understand. You are just, you know, when I'm learning this concept, I spent 30 days time, seriously. I'm not understanding what is this OS, without OS, how it will work. See, in the Google also, YouTube also, they are saying in different ways in their understanding. I'm not understanding. After, couple of things, couple of exercise only, I came to know. So you also get it. Since I think you will get at least 40% from this class. At least 40%. I'm not expecting 100%. If you are getting 40%, it's very easy to understand if you can go through the slides or recording. Okay. Okay. EC2 pricing. What is the first pricing, guys? On demand, right? What is on demand? What is on demand here? Just a minute, guys. What is on demand? Meanwhile, you can check it. Okay. Tell me, guys, what is on demand here? Based on requirement, we need to use, right? Is it on demand? Based on requirement, if you can go, that definitely you can see reserved, right? Reserved, right? So yesterday already we discussed on demand, reserved. So today I'm going to discuss spot. Okay. What is spot instance? Spot instance pricing, we can get it by bidding or auction process, right? Auction process, right? See, what is the main, how it will work in the back end? If you can raise a request for T2 micro or T3 micro or M2, whatever X large, if you raise a request, they're going to allocate you for spot instance. So why it will get 90% discount, the cheapest price ever in AWS spot instance, we will get it 90% discount on demand. This is very important point. We should compare with on demand. Okay. The reason is we should compromise with few things in spot instance. Okay. Scalabilities, reliability. Okay. Durability. So many things are there in the dependencies. See, I'm just showing here in the virtualization concept again. Okay. So these VMs depends on host hardware, right? Let's suppose host hardware 1 TB. We have a 3 missions, 300 GB, 300 GB, 300 GB. How much memory left now? 100 GB. Those 100 GB VMs they're giving in form of spot instance, right? 100 GB. So can we increase the size of that instance more than 100 GB? No, right? So definitely we have a few drawbacks with spot instance, right? So how we can increase the size? By changing instance type, right? By changing instance type, we can achieve vertical scalability. We can increase the size, decrease the size. But on host OS, we have 100 GB left only. I can create host mission till 100 GB left. In future, if you want to, if you will get a more applications, I'm not saying more application, may your website going to more popular, number of requests are more, right? Definitely in that time, definitely you can increase the size, right? To reach their demand. So definitely you can increase the size, but here there is no possibility. Okay. So this host OS is called AWS OS. Sorry, this hypervisor is called AWS hypervisor. Clear? How AWS is going to maintain the servers efficient way? They are not going to maintain each server, each application like that. They're going to maintain a virtualization concept, their backend. If you are creating EC2 mission is nothing but you are going to create a virtual machine on top of one host machine. This host machine is taken care by AWS. Clear now what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm just taking one more slide here. Let's suppose, guys, this is host mission. Just give me 5 minutes. I will finish it. So on top of that, VMs are there, right? Okay. VMs are there. If you can see, take here. So here host mission, host server 1, host server 2. Okay, host server 2. On top of that, what are these? EC2 VM. Is it is VM, right? Is it is VM or not? Yes, virtual machines. So now this is, what is this one? VPC. Clear now? Everyone clear now? So inside there is a host missions, but we're unable to see host missions. Okay, it's not our job. Our job, we need only VM. That's it. Who is going to take care? AWS. They are going to take care 100%. What we can do with that to see these host missions, right? Okay. So this hypervisor, they're going to maintain one hypervisor dedicatedly for AWS. That hypervisor is called Zen and Nitro hypervisors. Okay. Two type of hypervisors they are maintaining. One is Zen, one is Nitro. Okay. AWS dedicatedly using these two hypervisors to achieve virtual missions. Okay. So if you are creating EC2 is nothing, but you don't know this EC2 is placed which host mission, right? Right or not? You don't know how many host missions are there in that Mumbai also. I also don't know. If you spin up one instance, it's going to host on host server 1. Okay. Let's suppose I'm taking two names from the chart, Jitesh and Subham. Okay. Now Subham created one EC2 and Jitesh also created one EC2. Jitesh also created one EC2. Okay. Jitesh, Subham don't know where it's going to create EC2 mission, right? May Subham creation EC2 mission is created on host server 1, and even Jitesh also created EC2 mission on place on host server 1. This host server is maintaining AWS. It's not our job, headache and everything. Now the point is what you can understand here. Okay. The point is what we can understand here. The spot missions are, we will get like that way, the left space of each host servers. Getting what I'm saying? The left space is nothing but definitely we should compromise with what? Storage, right? So let's suppose it's a 1 TB. Host mission is 1 TB. Here, this is 300. Here, 300. Here, 300. Okay. But here, 100 only. Is there any possibility to increase 100 to something? No. The hypervisor, the host mission won't support. So the left space of all host missions, they can collect and give into form of spot instances. Okay. Spot, we should stick on few things. We cannot increase the size. We cannot decrease the size. So many dependencies they have. But when we can use this spot instance, if you want to test your application, just to test your application, just go with spot instance, right? In developers want to test up an application, small application. Why we need to take for EC2? General on-demand EC2. We should pay something. On-demand price is, for example, $10. If I choose spot instance, I should pay $1, right? To test application. I'm not going to release this application to public. If I release to public, many requests will get to your server. Definitely we can increase, we cannot, we can decrease, so many things we can choose. Okay. But in this case, I'm just test my application or only fine, this application is fine. This is a fixed application. I'm not going to increase in the future. I'm not going to give this application access to public. If there is any dependencies, you can go with spot instance, which you should stick on the same space. Clear? Don't expect vertical scaling, horizontal scaling, something from this, especially spot instances. Clear? This is the spot. About any doubts on spot? Anyone? Okay. Next, dedicated host. Dedicated host is nothing but we can entirely purchase this bare metal host machine. Now you tell me, if I purchase host machine server 1, now just Jitesh is purchase host server 1 in dedicated host. Now Shubham is not going to host EC2 on Jitesh host machine. Clear? But before, it's a sharing of VM on host OS. If you can choose with dedicated host pricing, the price is very, very high because you are purchasing entire host machine. If it is a 1 TB, it's a 100 TB. That is dedicatedly allocate you. No one can share virtual machine on your host machine. Clear? This is dedicated host. The reason is, if any company is looking, I have so much of work, I should create so many of EC2 missions in the future. And security purpose also, no one can come and host on my OS in your other virtual missions. I'm dedicatedly use this entire host mission for my uses. In that case, I choose dedicated host. More secure compared to other things. Clear till here? Anyone has any doubts? Yes, that's what I'm saying in the secure, right? So no one can allocate VM on this host mission. You know host mission is how it will work. Everything we can know, right? Okay. Any doubts, guys? Anyone? Okay. Next here, just I'm writing the things. Dedicated host. I will send the material for this. Don't worry. Once done the EC2, I will share everything 10 days material. Okay. Dedicated pricing is very high. Compared to other types. Okay. But here we will get more security. Since AWS is not allocate any VM on this host server. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm done. So we are done. If you want to take a screenshot, you can, otherwise I will share it into that Telegram. Now at present, if required, you can take a screenshots. And see, I have already shared DevOps, okay, demo link into our group. Okay, the classes will start October 9th morning, 9 AM to 10:15 or 10:30, depends on the topic. Okay. So it's a duration is 3 months, guys. Don't compromise for 2 months and everything. If you guys are looking for 2 months, please, this is not right platform to learn DevOps in my training. Okay. You should stick on 3 months, then you can join. It's my sincere request to everyone. After join, please, sir, I should complete in 2 months. I have a vacancy there. Someone promised me. Can you please finish it quickly? It's not like that, guys. Demos will start from 9th of October morning 9 AM. That is Monday is my first demo. Okay. So everything we'll learn like why. Okay. Simply stick on. There is a Git tool we can learn. There is a Jenkins we can learn. There is a Docker we can learn. So till now we haven't discussed anything like that, right? Everything you will learn, the reason why it's more popular, everything. Like that way, everything we can discuss. So in AWS also, there is a database. Simple, I'll just go and create a database, I'll learn. It's not like that. Every service we should learn why this service we are going to use. What is the without service, with service, what is the main use? So we can learn like that only. Okay. Telegram link. Anyone please share here Telegram link, please. What is your best suggestion? First, do I need to complete AWS? See guys, Linux link. Did anyone just copy paste it, the Linux link? Just copy paste here, please. Yes. So many people already ping me regarding DevOps. Sir, is it possible to manage parallelly? Okay. The answer is, if you are capable to handle the both, you can do it. Since you won't feel like AWS is DevOps completely different. Definitely the both are same manner we will go. Like, there is a dependencies. Whatever you are learning DevOps, the backend one AWS service will work. So in that case, we can plan parallelly also AWS and DevOps. See, and one more advantage, I'm not going to finish it, the DevOps, in 2 months. Definitely it will take 3 months. You won't feel like completing the things in quick way. Okay. You can plan it just, and there is no class Saturday, Sunday also. So you can plan it. There is no big challenge, guys. But if there is any training for 45 days to complete DevOps and AWS, it's very difficult to complete 45 days, the both trainings. Definitely when interview time, you may feel it's very difficult to answer the questions. Okay. Anyone first share Telegram link here, please? Anyone still at to join Telegram? So after 3-4 days, sir, I don't know how to log in the Telegram. Please don't say these things. Okay. It's sincere request to everyone. See, this is the Linux link. You just copy paste. I'm also doing parallelly. Okay, guys. Anyone has any doubts? We're already running out of time. If you have any doubts, just do let me know. Sir, now DevOps timings are difficult to me. When will be next batch? Yes, maybe. So next batch, maybe evening. Okay. I will just let you know, but not now. After 2 months, I'm not going to run parallelly for 2 batches. My all class trainings is only 1 batch per day only. I'm not handling morning, evening, afternoon like that. 1 DevOps, 1 AWS. That's it. You are not able to copy Linux link. Don't worry, guys. Linux, I'm also going to teach for AWS things only. Okay. This is the link, but just utilize the, what are the things they are giving. I have already pasted, right? AWS duration also definitely 2.5 months. Okay. Already one person requested me to finish it in 45 days. I have a plans to move US. I simply told him, you can drop from my training. He already dropped. Okay. Even 50%, 30% also I'm fine here. But I should give entirely 1 to 100%. As I said, I'll just taking you guys from zeros to heroes. That is my agenda in any batch. Okay. Can anyone please share Telegram link also here? My previous AWS batch, everyone is going to join DevOps. Not this batch. Okay. This batch, you decide, are you capable or not? Just you can attend the demos first. Later you can decide. Okay. See you. Bye. Telegram link. Anyone please share it here? I'll just Mayan add to join here. Guys, please, anyone see, this is a Telegram link. If anyone had to join, you just complete today itself. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Sunil. Guys, no doubts for today class. Any confusions? Clear, right? Just revise the things. Okay. Bye-bye. See you.